Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gap where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
A judicious and terrific Tuesday to all our learners, parents, and teachers from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Hello, hello, hello. I am very sure that you are ready for our new English 10 learning adventure. Please hold on tight, dear wanderers, as we go on with our ETUlay online tutorial. I am Tutor Guide Juday from SDO Lapu-Lapu City, Santa Rosa National High School. Hi, Tutor Guide Ram.
Hello, Tutor Guide Juday. A remarkable Tuesday to ETUlay and dear wanderers. This is your Tutor Guide Rem from the Division of Lapu-Lapu City, excited to teach you virtually yet heartily.
Yes.
All right, so I think Tutor Guide Juday, you have something to say to all our dear wanderers?
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram. I think it's good if we will first acknowledge Tutor Guide Ram, our top 3 early bird wanderers. Let's say hi to our wanderers. Wow, our top 1 Tutor Guide Ram. Congratulations, our wanderer in quarter 1, Rainiel Manabat Tivera. Good afternoon, my tutors. I'm here again, Rainiel Manabat Tivera, grade 10 Zara from Macabebe High School. Top 1, great job, Rainiel. Also, we have Jamie Ponce BE, consistent Tutor Guide Ram. Wow. Hi. And yes, also we have Ruby Bihira Sergio from Ocampo National High School. You're the top 3. Wow, Tutor Guide Ram. There you are, Tutor Guide Ram. Yes. Hello.
Thank you so much for top 3 early birds for today. And yes, am I being heard? This month,
yes, Tutor Guide Ram.
The National Women's Month. And we are so blessed because here in ETUlay, we join the celebration with the theme, We Make Change Work for Women. So you are invited for every program that the DepEd ETUlay is installing just for you. So thank you for sharing using the hashtag NWMC 2022, hashtag Women Make Change here in DepEd ETUlay. So stay tuned for that. Yes,
wow, Tutor Guide Ram. I guess our dear wanderers are ready. They're very much ready for our English 10 learning adventure, right? And then here, you have to wonder as you wonder. Great job, everyone. Congratulations and hello to our students from Macabebe High School. And we also have from Santa Lucia National High School. And Tutor Guide Ram, we have Godofredo Reyes Sr., National High School, SDO Camarines Sur. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear wanderers, and please do not forget to share this video lesson using these hashtags, hashtag ETUlay Level Up and hashtag ETUlay English 10, so that more will be reached as Tutor Guide Juday and I teach. Thank you for inviting your friends, classmates, and schoolmates to join you as you will experience a happy learning here in English 10 Learning Adventure. And please do not forget to follow the Facebook pages and YouTube channels of DepEd TV Official, DepEd EdTech Unit, and DepEd ETUlay. Thank you so much.
right? Tutor Guide
Yes,
Ram.
Guide
And
Juday.
Tutor Guide Ram, yes, we have our WBO. Here, presenting to you our WBO or our Wonders Best Outputs. We have here from Macabebe High School. So during our previous session, our Wonders are asked or they were asked to compare informative and persuasive texts. So congratulations, here are the Wonders Best Outputs from Macabebe High School. We also have Tutor Guide Ram from, yes,
Santa
we have
Lucia
from
National High
Santa
School.
Lucia. Yes, Santa Lucia National High School. Congratulations for your wonderful outputs. And yes, thank you to their teacher, Sir Ruel Santos. Right.
We
And
also have wonderful
wow.
outputs from, yes, another outputs from Santa Lucia National High School. Actually, the students of Sir Rowell Santos were able to submit nice and excellent outputs. So thank you for that, Sir Rowell, for encouraging your students to submit their nice outputs. Good job, Santa Lucia National High School, dear wonders. And the biggest number of wonders to submit their outputs, Tutor Guide Juday, is from Ocampo National High School. Thank you so much, dear wonders from Ocampo National High School. Thank you, Ma'am Karen Primavera Bigea, for really motivating your dear learners and our wonders to submit their outputs. Very nice. Good job, dear wonders. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Ma'am Karen Primavera Bikiha from Ocampo National High School. And Tutor Guide Ram, yeah, wow. We have lots of outputs from Ocampo National High School. The best.
Yes. And of course, they are being reminded to their guide Jedi to stick to the class until the end, share the video lesson with the hashtags that we have mentioned a while ago, and submit an excellent output earlier so that they can be featured as our wow or wonder of the week and will get a chance to be awarded per quarter. I mean, this third quarter. Congratulations if you will be the wow. And speaking of wow, to their guide Jedi,
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram. Our wow, our wonder of the week is ta-da-dan, Luis Earl Francisco from Santa Lucia National High School. Congratulations, Luis or Luis Earl Francisco. Good job from Santa Lucia National High School. Congratulations.
yes, good job, Louise Errol. And throughout this 40-minute English and learning adventure, dear wonders, you will discover 6 spots. The review spot where you can recall the previous lesson, the trail 3 where you can earn challenge passes and tokens because you will be encountering lots of challenges that you will be encouraged to join because you can have treasures along the way. And on the third stop, you can have the treasure hunt. You can hunt learning treasures. And on the next stop, we have the final trail, the final challenge. And the fifth stop, we have our souvenirs for you, dear wonders, the learning postcard. And lastly, we have the learning bucket where you can review and yes, be able to sum everything that you have learned. So be excited for that.
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram, before we proceed, let's first say hi to our students from Quirino National High School. We have many students from Quirino National High School. We have Jane. We also have from Godofredo. Yes, I have already acknowledged that. Godofredo Reyes Senior National High School from SDO Camarines Sur. Hello. And Quirino, what did I miss? Santa Lucia National High School. We have
Yes.
San Mariano National High School. Wow, Tutor Guide Ram. We have many students from different schools. Good job, everyone. So stay tuned.
Wow.
Well,
Thank you
dear
for watching.
wanderers. Yeah, congratulations,
Highlight,
dear wanderers. Because,
seek,
yeah,
and desire good. Yes. Thank you for watching.
yes. Did we miss, and what was that? Did we miss any school Tutor Guide Ram? I think we have acknowledged all the
I think
schools.
we have
We have
mentioned, yes,
from,
yes.
yeah, Godofredo, Santa Lucia. Right. And by the way, congratulations, dear wanderers, for you have already discovered 3 of our quarter 3 learning spots. So now, welcome aboard to our 4th learning spot. We are now on independent critique of a chosen selection. And yes, Tutor Guide Ram, learning
Yes.
about this, okay, learning about this will help you develop your writing skills and improve how you communicate well. Well, anyway, we're down to quarter 3, week 4, and we are now on independent critique of a chosen selection. And Tutor Guide Ram, how many tokens are they going to get today?
Yes. In today's, yes, they are going to earn 20 tokens with 3 challenge passes. So be excited for that. Wanderers.
Hmm.
Hello,
Tutor Guide Ram, we have,
Juday.
yes, we have from grade 10, Masunurin SMNHS Main. Wow. All right, Tutor Guide Ram. Of course, we have to say thank you to our module references for today's
Welcome,
session
Wanderers.
from DepEd Navotas and DepEd Cordillera Administrative Region. Okay, thank you so much. And Tutor Guide Ram, let's
Thank you
start with
so
our
much.
first stop.
Yes, welcome to the first stop, the review spot. So during the previous lesson, dear wanderers, you discovered about informative writing, also known as explanatory or expository writing. You were able to learn that this type of writing educates you about a topic or a subject, and at the same time, they provide examples, right? So we have here, but before that, you actually learn that this type of writing informs others using credible sources as evidence, facts, statistics, and research. And at the same time, this type of writing answers the 5 W's: who, where, when, what, why, and even how. All right, so we have here the informative writing techniques, tutor guide
Yes.
Jedi.
Right, Tutor Guide Ram. Also, last session, we talked about the informative writing techniques. We have the tone, the clarity, and the sequence or the order. Tone, clarity, sequence, and order. Yes, that's it. And also, Tutor Guide Ram, we talked about the persuasive writing. Talking about persuasive writing, it is a type of writing that aims at convincing people to think, feel, or to act in the writer's way. And persuasive writing tries to get the readers to agree or to take an action. That's it, Tutor Guide Ram. And also
Yes, yes.
about persuasive writing.
Right, we have here. Yes. So persuasive writing usually contains the writer's opinion, which he or she wants the readers to accept, and also the evidence or information to support the writer's opinion, and at the same time, the action that the writer wants the readers to do. So, yeah, this type of writing actually wants the readers to take an action. And we have here the persuasive writing techniques. 5, we have the rhetorical question, repetition, bandwagon, appeal to emotion, and appeal to authority. And Chirugajidai for our second stop.
Yes, we are now on our second stop, Trail Thrill. Welcome. And yes, we are now going to have our first challenge. Challenge number 1 is entitled, Is It True or Not? Is it true or not? And here you're gonna have 5 tokens and our badge. Let's start Tutor Guide Room with number 1. Our directions, you're going to identify if the given statement is true or false. Dear wanderers, be ready. Analyze, is the statement true or false? And for number 1, a critique is intended primarily to point out the faults or flaws in work. A critic's intended primarily to point out the faults or the flaws in work. What do you think? You have 3 seconds to answer. Is this true or false? When you say critique, do you always have to look into the faults? True or false? You have 3 seconds to answer. Timer starts now. So don't worry if your answers might be wrong
Actually,
because
it has
we're
to be
just
ended.
having, yeah. Yes, to their guide RAM. And for number 1, the correct answer to their guide RAM is false. Let's find
False.
out later
Now,
why is it false.
let's
Yes,
move
to
to
their
the
guide
second
RAM.
item. Critiques may follow different formats, but they generally have the same content or focus. For 3 seconds, you can do it. Is it true or false? Alright, time is up. The correct answer for number two, dear wanderers, is false. And you've got one token if you got the correct answer. Let us check Tutor Guide Jedi how many of our wonders were able to get it right. Congratulations, Faith and Rovik, as well as Rose Ann. Yes, good job. Now we have number three. It is all right to not give a summary of the story critiqued because the readers are most likely familiar with it already. So, is it true or false? Our 3 second timer now begins. Alright, time is up, Tutor Guide Jedi. Our answer for number three is false. And you've got one token, Tutor Guide Jedi.
Yes, Tour Guide Ram. Let's
Number
move
four.
on to number four. For number four, after you're done reading a piece of literature, think about what each character did and how each action contributed to the plot. What do you think? Is this a true or a false statement? 3 seconds to answer. Timer starts. Go. 3 seconds. Think. Is this true or
You
false?
can do it.
After you're done reading a piece of literature, think about what each character did and how each action contributed to the plot. Let's reveal the answer to their guide Rem. In this statement, this is
True.
yes, this is true. And we have many answers from, wow, we have congratulations to John Andre, Nicole, Stephanie, Jessa, Chelame. True. Let's proceed to number five. For number five, when you read a work of literature with the purpose of critiquing it, whether a poem, a short story, nonfiction essay, or memoir, you must read it with an active mind. Active mind. What do you think? 3 seconds. Is this true or false? True or not? 3 seconds. Let's start our timer. Think we have answers already. Some radio answer true. Carol say,
Wow.
Stephanie true, and I guess Tutor Guide Ram for sure. Our wonders are correct. For number five, the correct answer is I.
False. They got
When
it right.
yeah. Okay, let's proceed to the Guide Ram.
Way to go, dear wonders. For those who
True.
got 5 items, yes, you have
Tutor Guide Ram,
right.
correction. Tutor Guide Ram, let me make a correction. There was some type error. For number five, the correct answer is true. You should have an active mind. I think we missed editing that. Well, the correct answer for number five is
Okay,
true.
so for number
You
five,
should have
it's
an active
true.
mind.
All right,
Yeah,
so
correction.
correct. Now, welcome to the second challenge. Second challenge called Remember Me. So here you will get a chance to have one badge and 5 tokens. So I know that you are excited to do this challenge. Tutor Guide Jedi.
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram. Remember me? Identify what narrative element is described. What narrative element is described? Is it characterization, theme, plot, conflict, setting, or dialogue? For number one, every act of kindness is an expression of love. What do you think? What do you think is the answer? Every act of kindness is an expression of love. Timer. Go to the guide ram for our timer. Let's start. And we have
I know you can do
answers.
it, dear wonders.
Kindness. Okay, kindness, that is. Yes, for number
Theme.
one, the correct
One
answer is
token for that.
theme. Right, to the guide ram. And then let's have number two. For number two, a dark leaden colored mass is creeping over the sky towards the sun. In a minute, there will be a spurt of May rain and a real storm. A real storm will begin. A real storm will begin. What do you think? Dark leaden colored mass creeping over the sky. 3 minutes while thinking. Can you read? Is it characterization? Timer starts. Go to the guide ram. Is it plot, conflict, setting, or
You can do it.
dialogue? What do you think? Yes, yes, yes. And the correct answer
Time
to
is
their guide
up.
ram is yeah.
Setting.
Right. We have setting for number two. Let's proceed to number three.
And very, they got it right, Tutor Guide Jedi. Good job.
Wow,
So you're going to
congratulations. Good job.
be ready for the third item. Terenti is a tall old man with a thin, pock-marked face, very long legs, and bare feet, dressed in a woman's tattered jacket, looking with drowsy eyes. So, what narrative element is being described here? So, you've got 3 seconds to do it, and timer starts now. All right, time is up. The correct answer for number three is characterization. To be more specific, Terenti here is the character. So, yes, very obvious. Characterization is the answer for number three, and you have one token for the correct answer. Now, let's move to the fourth item. Terenti and Fiocla's feet are covered with lumps of heavy, wet clay. It is slippery and difficult to walk, but Terenti strides on more and more rapidly. The weak little beggar girl is breathless and ready to stop. What narrative element is being described here for 3 seconds, dear wanderers? You can do it. Number four. Let us check some answers here before revealing to you the answers. All right, I know that most of you will get it right. So we have here from Mabel, conflict. Rovik also says the same, conflict. Let's reveal the answer, tutor guide Jedi. And they got it right. It's conflict. Congratulations. One token for you, dear wanderers. And
Wow,
yes,
good
tutor guide
job.
Jedi.
For number five.
Number
For
five.
number five. All right. Quote unquote. It's terrible how it is thundering. The boy says again, rubbing his hand. So it's terrible how it is thundering. The boy says again, rubbing his hand. What narrative element is described? Rainier de la Rosa. Wow. Number five, he says dialogue. Yes, and let's reveal the correct answer, tutor guide Ram, for number five. Wow, we have Vince.
That's
Hello,
right.
Vince. We
Dialogue.
have Abigail. John Darrell, congratulations. You got it right. The correct answer for number five is dialogue, right? So, bravo, everyone. I'm sure that you got 5/5 token. Congratulations. And we're done for our
Congratulations.
second stop.
Yes. Good job, dear wanderers. You know, Churugai Jedi, although a critic shares the same root with the word criticize, it does not mean to say that the write up merely points out the faults or flaws in a story or film. So you have to take note of that, dear wanderers. So it's not about
Yes.
criticizing, it's about
That's why,
evaluating.
yes, to the Garam, that's why the answer was false in our first
Yes,
challenge.
correct. And our dear wanderers, for today's English and Learning adventure, you will define critique. You are going to identify the common elements of a narrative. And you are going to enumerate questions that the critic should ask in assessing or valuing important elements. And lastly, you are going to compose an independent critique. So exciting, right?
Yes, very
Yes,
much
Tutor Guide
excited to the
Jedi.
guide Ram. Now, welcome to our third stop, our treasure hunt. Please note that a critic or a critique is an in-depth evaluation of a story, a novel, a film, or other reading or viewing materials for the purpose of giving the public an insight into the text. So not just the negative side. Okay, we're
Yeah.
going to give the public an insight about a text. And tour guide Ram. So let's try to define critique. What is a critique? So critique actually seeks to shed light on the content of a text. So when you say text, it could be a story, novel, a song, a movie, or others. The main purpose is to help future readers or viewers understand better the material that they are reading or viewing. So for them to understand, they may refer to the critiques that are already made about the story, novel, movie, or a song. So that's it, Tutor Guide Ram. And we have
Yes.
important inputs about critique, Tutor Guide Ram.
All right. So we have here here this critique actually contains a careful evaluation mainly on the following elements. So take note of these elements of a narrative. I know this is not your first time to hear these elements, but this is a very good review so that you will be able to clearly understand how to compose a critique. So we have here characterization, setting, conflict, plot, dialogue, theme, and style. That's the very reason why this is part of our trail thrill, right, Tutor Guide Jedi? And take note, dear wanderers, these aspects, as well as the manner that they are presented in the material, they are being studied so that the critic can come up with a valid evaluation on whether or not the material is good, beautiful, or significant, especially for the readers or viewers. So it's not really about to criticize, but to evaluate whether the material is good, beautiful, or significant. And before moving to the Guide Jedi, I would like to once again welcome the SMNHS. Actually, the complete name of their school is, okay, I got it here, San Marina. Am I right? So, National High School from SDO Camarines, am I right? So you are welcome to join us every Tuesday from 3:40 in the afternoon to 4:20, and you can also submit your outputs. So thank you so much for still tuning. Invite your classmates, tag your friends, right, Tutor Guide Jedi? So let me continue.
Yes.
So these questions are very important to ask so that the critic will really understand the material that he or she reads. So first we have the setting. So these are the questions that you should ask. How well was the setting developed? Does it appeal to more than one of the senses? Does it inform or connect to other aspects of the story, such as character development and narrative style? So these questions pertain to the setting. So you have to take note of these questions. And we have here some questions which Tutor Guide Judai will be presented. Yes, we'll be presenting these questions about characterization.
Yes, tutor guide RAM. So another important element that we have to look into is characterization. So the questions that a critic should ask is first, how well drawn are the characters in the story? Are they well drawn? And do we know enough about them? Do we know enough about our characters, like the life of the character, their attitude, the type, some types of history, and so on, to make them interesting and relatable? Also, you can ask the question, are there unnecessary characters? As you go on reading, you can check some of the unnecessary characters. So another tutor guide RAM is on the conflict and plot. For
Conflict.
conflict and yeah, for the conflict and plot, we have questions like, is there a conflict in the story? Is there a conflict? Is the plot interesting? Is it original? Is it well developed? Also, you have to look into the unnecessary and confusing subplots. Are there? So you have to look into that. Try to ask that questions. These will guide you in
Yes.
making your critique.
Thank
And
you for watching
another.
Hannah Marjorie Lasisti from San Mariano National High School. So it's San Mariano with, oh, her teacher,
Yeah,
Ma'am
San
Lay
Mariano.
Gonzalez. Ma'am Lay, thank you so much for encouraging your classmates. If you're watching, thank you so much from Graydon Magiting. So
San
another
Mariano.
questions, yes, Tutor Guide Jedi, is for
Yes, to the
this
guide RAM.
element, the theme. So we have your two questions first. How well does the story speak to the readers? So it has something to do about the theme, and these questions really matter when you speak about the theme. And the second one we have, does it raise questions about life or provide profound insights? So when we speak about theme, automatically we think about lesson of the story. Right. So now we have another questions that the critic should ask in relevance to the style of the material. First, how distinctive or unique is the writing style? Are there literary devices or techniques used? So you have to review the literary device that we actually took up during our previous learning adventure. Is it purposeful? Does the style remind you of any other authors you have read? So, on the third question, it is very important for you to compare and contrast the material, the author, with the previous authors that you have familiarized with, or the material that the author has been writing about. So, you really have to take note of these questions in relevance to the style. And we have here, Tudor Gajudai, the critic format for fiction and literature. First, we have the introduction. This consists of the context of the story or of the selection, the reading material that you read. And this also includes name of the author and work, the summary or description of work as a whole, and general indication of overall significance of work. So this is the format. First, your introduction. And Tudor
Yes.
Gajudai, the next one is
Yes, tutor guide Ram. Just like whatever writing that we have, if we have the introduction, we also have the body. For the body of your
yeah.
critique, this contains the literal description of the major elements or portions of the work and interpretation, including the relationship to the first major point. So that's for the body. Again, take note of the keyword, the literal description of the major element. And tour guide Ram also, in relation to the body, this also comprises the
Yes.
author's intention. So here in your body, you can write here your intention or what the author is trying to accomplish and the reader's reaction. So take note of that. The intention of the author, and then you also have to include the reader's reaction or how the situations affect the moods and feelings of the readers. So that's it for the body tutor guide RAM. And if we
Now
have
let's
the
move
introduction, the
to
body,
the conclusion.
yes, the conclusion.
Yes. All right. This part of your critique contains the overall interpretation of the elements studied, consideration of those elements within the context of the work as a whole, and the critical assessment of the value, worth, meaning, or significance of the work, both positive and negative. So do not just focus on the positive. It's very important for you to also include the negative because this is for the improvement and at the same time an honest feedback and honest evaluation, a good critique of a specific reading material that you study or at the same time you assess. So that's it for that conclusion. And of course, on this part also, you have to take note that the ending, which is the conclusion, also discusses whether the plot resolves and brings closure to the crisis of the characters. So do not leave your viewers hanging without giving solution or the plot being resolved. And yes, you really have to have closure and solution. So take note of that. Yes, Shooter Guide Jedi.
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram. And of course, our dear wanderers, please take note of these reminders, especially if you are just starting to make a critique. Number one, very important reminder, avoid introducing your ideas by stating, I think, or in my opinion. Why? Why should you not use I think or in my opinion? Because this weakens the analysis. Okay, it will just show that
True.
you have some weak point because it's just in your own idea or your opinion. Another, for number two, another reminder, always introduce the work. Introduce the work. Do not assume that the readers know what you are writing about. Please don't think that, I know they know the story, they know about this, so I will not say anything about the work. Please don't do that, okay? Always remember
Yes.
that you have to introduce the work. Do not assume that they already know about it, okay? And another tutor guide RAM is for our third reminder, to be able to write a good critique and help readers understand the story, you yourself should know well what
Yes.
are you writing about. So I really am trying to stress it out. You have to know well what you are writing about. You have to have this great source of knowledge or idea about what you are writing about. Take note of that. Please be reminded. And
Thank you
so
for that
Tutor Guide
share, Tutor Guide
Ram.
Juday. We are done with the third stop. Now let's move to the fourth stop, which is the final thrill, the third challenge entitled Yes, which is best. So you can have one challenge pass and wow, 10 tokens. So we have here, all you have to do, dear wanderers and Kaitulai, is to simply choose the letter of the best answer. Do not forget to type the item number together with the letter of your answer. Now let us take number one for 5 seconds. Which of these story elements is not tackled in a critique? Is it A, characterization, B, conflict, C, plot, or D, none of the above? For 5 seconds, please answer number one. Can we
Tutor
start
Guide Ram, let
now?
me,
You can do it.
yes.
A, B, C, or D. Time is up. Yes. Yes, to the guide today.
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram, please take note that I think we're gonna flash the wrong answer, but we will make the correct answer. We'll give the correct answer later on. Maybe I will, yeah. Okay, anyway, for number one, Tutor Guide Ram, the correct answer
All
here
right.
is actually
Letter B.
letter D, none of the above. Tutor Guide
Okay.
Ram,
Please
we have
explain.
discussed characterization, conflict, and plot. If you still remember, we have questions about plot, we have questions about characterization, and we also have questions about conflict. So none of the above. And all our learners are really correct. Congratulations.
Letter
You
D.
got it right. Number one, it's
I
letter
guess
D.
there's
Yes,
something
Tutor Guide
wrong with
Ram.
the positioning of the
Yeah,
box.
the
It's actually for
positioning.
the B, but it's actually for the D. Sometimes the
Right.
creativity affects the positioning of the box. So it's letter D, none of the above. Our dear
Wow.
wonders are smart. Good job,
Very
Faith, Charmaine,
smart.
and
Yeah, very
yes,
smart.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Now
Yes,
let's
to the
move to
guide
number
RAM.
two.
Let's go to number
Number
two
two,
for
yes,
number
today.
two. Yes, for number two. Which of these is not an appropriate subject for critical analysis? What do you think? Is it A, films, B, novels, C, speeches, or D, short stories? We have answers already. Wow. Please think. Not appropriate subject for critical analysis. So here you really have to think. Let's see. Yeah, I see some correct answers. Let's reveal the correct answer, Tutor Guide Ram. The correct answer here is Charmaine. Very good. The correct answer is letter C, speeches. So you can make a critical analysis about films, novels, and short stories, but for speeches, not so much. Good job,
Good
everyone. Mary
job,
Jane, Stephanie. Good. And Tutor Guide
Julia and
Ram.
Stephanie.
Let's proceed
Congratulations.
to number three. For number three, Tutor Guide RAM, what information or details is usually included in a critique's introduction? All right, 5 seconds. Kind of think what information or details is usually included in a critic's introduction. We have answers already. What about for number three? 5 seconds. Time's up. Here for number three, we have wow, answer. Okay, we have 3D, 3C, and let's reveal the correct answer.
Nice.
Wait,
You
number
got it
3D.
right. 2 tokens for
Wow,
that.
congratulations. It's background or summary of the text. Good job. Let's proceed to number.
Number four. What detail can a critic use best to support his or her evaluation of a story? Is it A, opinions of those who read the story, or B, quotes from the story itself, C, statements of the author, or D, reviews of other critics? Is it A, B, C, or D? Within 5 seconds,
Yes, Tutor Guide
dear
RAM. So you
wonders.
have to choose the best. Choose the
Yes.
best. What do you
Is
think
it
is the
A, B,
best?
C, or D? Time is up. Let us check if they got it right for item number four. So we have Hannah says it's D, and Ara says it's A. Which is which? Now the answer will be revealed. Wow, the answer is letter B. Good job, Julia. Salvador Lucas, you got it right. And Rovik, okay, very good. You've got 2 tokens to the guide Jedi. Now let's
Yes.
conclude this part with the fifth item. Which of these questions should be asked when analyzing the characters in a narrative? Remember, these questions actually were presented a while ago. Is it A? How are the characters developed and what makes them interesting and relatable? Or B, are there equal numbers of male and female characters? Does the number matter? Okay, let's try. What about letter
Mm-hmm.
C? Who among the characters are likable and who are not? Or is it letter D? Why is the protagonist not a superhero material? Within 5 seconds, choose the
The best.
best.
Yes, you
Is
have
it
to
A,
choose the
a lot
best.
of wonders? Oh, Asagalani says it's A. Chella says it's A.
Hannah.
Let's reveal the answer.
Yeah.
You got it right. It's A. You've got 2 tokens. Good job, dear Wonders.
Wow, congratulations. That's superb, everyone. And I'm sure in this challenge you get 10 over 10 because in every item there are 2 tokens. Great job. Fantastic job, everyone. So now we're going to have our for this fourth stop. You earned 3 challenge passes and 20 tokens. Now be ready to
Yes.
SS for our learning postcard. Go to their
Yeah.
guide RAM.
That's right, Shooter Guy Jedi. So this is our
SS.
souvenir just for you. One, two, three, SS. Not SSS, SS. So all you have to do is to read the story and compose your own critique with the
Critic.
given
Yeah.
rubric. Okay, so one, two, three, SS, SSD. Type SSD once you're done. So let's move to the
Yes.
story itself.
The
Paki-SS
copy of the
naman dyan, dear
story.
wonders. Yes. One,
Yes,
two,
to their guide
three.
RAM, they can also do research. They
Research
can
about
research,
ETUlay. Correct.
yeah, about the
The
story so
title
that they
is
can have a
Clothes
better
Make the
view.
Man. Correct.
Right.
All right. So another SS thing. Okay. Again, the title is Clothes Make the Man. So one, two, three.
SSD.
Yes, you're done. Chiro Guy Jedi.
Yes, I'm sure they're done. Please don't forget, once you're done making your output for our learning postcard, we have here our link and our QR code where you can send or upload your outputs. We have this bit.ly/English10Q3 week 4, or you can scan the QR code here. And
One,
yes, we
two,
have
three.
our drive.
SS. Okay.
Yeah, SSD. And yes,
SSD.
to their guide RAM, this is what our drive looks like. Here they can input their outputs or upload their outputs. Tour guide
Yes.
RAM, we're now going to our sixth stop.
Nice.
Wow.
The learning bucket. Dear Wanderers, good job because you have discovered that critique contains a careful evaluation mainly on the following elements of a narrative: characterization, setting, conflict, plot, theme, style, and dialogue. Good job. And yes, you have also
Yes, to
discovered
the
that,
RAM.
yes, your guide Jedi.
Yes, to their guide RAM, they have also discovered that in assessing the said elements, there are certain questions that they should ask, right? And then these questions can be used to judge a story or other narratives. And there you go.
That's right. And they have also recognized the critique format for fiction or literature, the IBC, the introduction, body, and conclusion. So that's very simple and easy. And you have unlocked these vocabularies, right, Tutor Guide Jedi? And what are these two?
Yes, we have tattered. For tattered, it means old and torn or in poor condition. We also have pock-marked face. That means a face covered with scars. Tattered and pock-marked face.
Wow,
And
nice.
yes, Tutor Guide Ram, here are our references for today's session. Thank you so much. And there you go. We would also like to appreciate your feedback, dear Wanderers. We really want to hear from you. So please give an honest feedback so that we can improve and help you learn better, especially what are the
Yes.
things that you want us to teach you. Right, Tutor Guide Ram.
Paki SS. All right. So these are your English Junior High School ETUlay tutors headed by the program head, Ma'am May Sevilla, together with the grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and yours truly, the grade 10 English 10 tutors. So thank you so much for sharing the video lessons so that more will be reached as we teach. Tutor Guide Jedi.
Yes, yes, yes. Dear wanderers, we really hope that you have had another wonderful learning experience with us. I hope you have a wonderful learning adventure, dear wanderers. Once again, this is Tour Guide Juday from Santa Rosa National High School, SDO, Lapu-Lapu City, reminding you all to be judicious. Be judicious in critiquing a selection.
And I
And
am your tour guide, Rem, from the SDO Lapu-Lapu City. Yes, teaching you about the independent critique on a chosen selection virtually yet heartily. Let us say bye for today to say hi next Tuesday.
yes, yes, yes. See you all next Tuesday. God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
God loves you so
you.
much. Bye.
We love you.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!